Yes, my dear friends, today I was trying to study something and I wanted to say something about the four pillars of UNESCO on education. Education, UNESCO had given four pillars, and I have added one more in this present condition. UNESCO may not be accepting that, but I know how to reinstate it. I know how to soldize it. Okay, now the four pillars are one, learning to know, then learning to do, then learning together, learning to be together, or learning to live together, or then the fourth one is learning, uh, learning to be. These are the four pillars set by UNESCO, and myself is added one more for the world. So, learning to coexist in an epidemic situation. Learning to coexist in an epidemic situation. So, now I would like to explain a little bit. Uh, Learning to know what to know and how to know. Learning to know, learning to know, how to know. This is a fundamental question. How you can study something? For that, what do you need? You need concentration. You have to develop your concentration. You have to develop your memory. You should have the ability to think well. You should have the capacity to analyze the content which you are getting. And you should have the cost to understand the new developments of the new developments in knowledge areas. Learn and train your mind to get something new. What all things comes across you, you may please go for that and learn well. Learning should have a strategy. Learning to know should have a strategy. Strategy of focusing in your mind, sitting somewhere, reading something, accumulating something, practicing something. All these are part of learning. So, learning to know. To know. Only after knowing some about something, only could you do something. So, try to know well. Try to practice how to know everything, how to know how to study well, how to encounter with the new inventions and innovations of the world, of science, or anything else. So, learning to know is something like that. It was there in the it was I would like to quote, I would like to refer Hegel. He was a man who was very enthusiastic to know something from Dronacharya. He was having the quest, so he had gone for that, learning to know, and he has studied. He became one of the very prominent fellow in the field of battle or something like that. Okay, whatever may be, he had given this also. He lost his thumbs. Okay, no problem. Then next one is learning to do. What you are supposed to do, what you have studied, that you have to make in practice. So it is a pragmatic method. So practice what you have studied. If you are not practicing something what you have studied, what is the use of that? That will rust in the coffin with your resting. What is the use of that? And the state or the government is spending a lot of money for making you like this a person, and you are sleeping with what you have learned. So, learning to do. So, the skill and competence is needed. Nowadays, the skill and competence is an important thing. They will ask for the skilled person and competent person. They will choose the competent only. So, the competent person will be chosen. So, you should have the skill to do something. Then, the confront with the changes. We cannot take the bullock cart right now. Confront with the changes. The changes are happening in this scenario. So confront the changes. Then respect every job. Respect every job. Now this is a challenge I am putting in front of the Indian citizen. You're going in abroad and doing so many works, and you are not able to do the works which is prevailing in India or Kerala. You're ashamed of doing that, but should not be. Do the work and earn the money. And do the work without shame. Any work is good. Any work which is accepted by the society is good. Except two or things. Don't steal. eh, don't go for adultery. These are wrong things. But you go for getting money uh, by doing some jobs. Don't wait for the white collar jobs alone. Nowadays, it is a very bad thing. That's why I was putting for the fifth pillar from my part, live with an epidemic situation, a pandemic situation, uh, a situation which happens like this, like COVID. So, learning to do, transmit your transmit your capacity for earning money. Then next one is learning to be. Learning to be means a complete man, physical, mental, spiritual, then intellectual, rational, scientific. Learning to be, and learning to be with a man with a scientific mind. We should accept him also. A man with ignorance, we should accept him also. Learning to be. So explanations will be there. More than that, and the last one is learning together. That is of UNESCO, not of mine. Learning together. Uh, we are world. Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam. We are one world. It is not said by UNESCO first. It is said by Farada, India. We are one. We are one. Uh, we are living in Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam. So the world for you also. It is a world for you, and you are for the world also. So try to compromise with the history of the world, spirituality of others, values of others, traditions of others, then their cultural ethnicity, then their societal developments. All these are different from different places, but uh, you have to adjust to coexist together. Different culture will be there, different beliefs there will be there, different things will be thinkings will be there. Education makes you to be together, to be together. That is the fourth. And myself has stated another point is that learning to coexist with the present condition or a pandemic situation or epidemic situation. What is that? So every time within 25 years or in between 25 years or 50 years, there will be a pandemic situation like this. Either by created by human beings or created by the nature. It will happen. The flus, the measles, everything, everything. So how to live in that situation? For that, you need prudence. You have to keep the rules, you have to keep the cleanliness, you have to keep the changes of the climate, you have to keep your surroundings. So, now I would like to conclude that the four pillars of education stated by UNESCO is to live in a good community, good society by fostering others to live. And the fifth point, which I said to you, is this may not be getting marked to you, but this is to be stated from my mind. In between 20 within 25 years, every within 25 years, that means in between these days, either one country or another country will create some situation like this. There is an economic motive is there. So whatever may be, in that situation also, how you can live, how you can live. We cannot dig the earth below to 15 kilometers or 20 kilometers live there. We have to sustain on earth and in between the sun. Hmm? So, live, study well. So, okay. Thank you. Have a good time and a great time. Great time. Creative time to all.